All right, guys, so EMP Fusion is here. I've talked about this coming over the last couple months, and it is finally here. I gave you guys a heads up on the video that we did recently on my live stream on Splinterlands that this was going to be coming out. Now, they did end up delaying it one extra day. They didn't actually launch it till Saturday, and the bonuses are running for 48 hours instead of for 24 hours for the maximum bonus on top of the peg bonus that they were doing. Now, if you don't know much about this, the basis of this is EMP Fusion is changing to a real world yield model. In my Spark Swaps videos, I kind of go over their Sparkler and how the only thing that pays Sparkler is real yield from the website. So in Spark Swap, when people swap coins on the DEX, there's fees. When people use their bridge, there's fees. When people do their NFT buying and selling, there's fees. All of those fees help pay out the Spark Alert that lives on SparkSwap. Well, EMP Fusion is this, but with other revenue sources. So only real world revenue comes in and pays for the EMP Fusion site. So what do you have to do to get parts of those real world earnings that AJ's company is building? You have to buy EMP and sacrifice it into what they are calling your central grid. So as you can see, I have been doing that. I did it yesterday with just two sources. I had some liquid EMP in my wallet, and I had some up in EMP that I had given into. I had put like 1,000 EMP into up EMP a long time ago, maybe a little bit more. It had doubled to being worth almost about 2,000 EMP, and then I had about 1,000 EMP in my wallet, so I've sacrificed those. That adds up to about 3,000 EMP. How does 3,000 EMP at 19 cents? Let's just do the math really quick. 3,000 times 0.19. How does a $570 investment get me a central grid worth $3,000? Well, that's the sacrifice bonus. Once again, if we go to the EMP Money site, EMP is worth 19 cents. ETH is worth 3,630. So 34 even. So if you go to 3,634 and you divide it by 4,000, when you deposit an EMP, you're getting 90 cents credit roughly right now. And they cost 19 cents. So, that divide that by, got to do 0.19. You're still getting a nice 4.78 bonus on anything that you decide to deposit. Now, as you can see, my money has only been in there for a day, and I've earned $3.56, and I only own 0.01% of the whole EMP thing. That means that basically, when you look at all the money that's been deposited into this, $3,000 is only 0.01%. So if we bust out Mr. Calculator about again, $3,123. So let's see, if we times that by 10, that would make me 0.1%. If we added another zero, that would be 1%. If we added another zero, that'd be 10%. And if we added 10,000 zeros, that would be 100%. So basically, $31 million worth of value has been sacrificed into this ecosystem. But again, you have to divide that by the 4.78 that the current bonus is on. It's around $650,000 worth of the token that has been sacrificed to here. Those are still wild numbers, and they are just starting to tell people about this and help explain it to people. And EMP has gone up from when I sacrificed it at 15 cents to 19 cents in about 40 hours, and we're about to actually see if we can't move it up a tiny bit as we do some stuff on the website and go over a couple different things. But then again, how do you earn this? It's one of the things that a lot of people are not quite understanding. So let's start to go into this. So EMP Money started as the EMP Money site. They started as a tomb fork. This is kind of going away. So this doesn't have a ton of revenue for them, but they still do run their detonator section, their reactor section. They still run their nodes. All of this is still going to be here. And it's going to be there and running. The one thing that is going away is their farm. So if we go to their farm section, we'll go ahead and connect really quick. Oops, not wallet connect. Clicked on the wrong thing with MetaMask. You can see that they have the only current farms they had was an EMP ETH farm, which I was not in, and an eShare farm. Now I am in the eShare farm. eShare has been just flying all over the place, as high as like $60 a coin, down to $40 a coin, back up now to roughly almost $50 a coin. It is pretty wild. But this site still has some ways for them to make some fees for the team and make some money. Where are they? They're in the detonator. I'm not going to go over these in detail. They're in the reactor. They technically get some fees out of anybody that runs a DAWs contract. Really, the only person running right now that is active is the Splinterlands one. Now, SPS has gone down so much that this probably isn't really hot, but who knows? That could turn around. But nonetheless, they get their fees for the few people that are still playing around in this kind of gamified ecosystem. They run nodes. Now, the boardroom is going away. EMP bonds is something that they still have. And then you also, this is kind of weird. I forgot, actually, I have some bonds in my wallet, so I need to sacrifice those. We'll go do those really quick. Basically, when you can buy EMP and turn it into a bond, and a bond is the same thing as an EMP when it comes to a sacrifice. So I don't expect many people to do this anymore, but back in the day the idea was that you could buy bonds while it was under and then get it to go up. It's kind of an interesting thing they did to try to help their peg. Didn't end up working. They do have NFT marketplaces here. They have their Sentinel squadrons. I have 4 of those. They earn you some rewards, and then you can do things with those rewards. And then they also have their Detonator Defenders. This is other NFTs. The main thing to show you here is these are active NFTs. I don't own any of this one. They trade on different marketplaces on BNB, and it allows you to go ahead and it's just more gamification within their system, and you can earn rewards by holding these things. So all these things can create fees for them. They are the owners of SparkSwap. Now, I just did a SparkSwap video, probably came out right before the Fusion one, but needless to say, the AJ and their team run this entire ecosystem. If you go back here, their SparkSwap ecosystem currently has over $3 million in it. They're earning fees off of all of these different things. They have their 404 NFTs. They have their NFT marketplace, where they are going to be launching other partner NFTs soon. And then hopefully that'll get them some more, more revenue coming in this way. They also are the runners of CedoSwap. This is over on the Mana network. Now, I am not on Mana network yet. I'm not on this site. But when you come back and you look at this, this was kind of the first place that they had their 404 experiment. And so they have a 404 NFT over here. They have farms, vaults, bridges. So they bridge to Pulse into Arbitrum from here. And they do the staking, and they've got another $600,000 over here. They are partners in a new game that is going to be launching over on the Mana network. This does look like a game that, when you look at the cards, is going to scream Hearthstone to you, right? Yes, it's true, but it is creating their own world. It's meant to be a game that's going to be launching on Steam. It has the 2 major alliance right now. You could either be part of the Wizarding Society or you can be part of the Shadow Realm. Mr. Pumpkin here there looks kind of interesting for me. Now, this game is just going to be launching soon over on the Mana network and hopefully be launching into Steam. But they're just launching their private sale. But what is this going to do for them? Well, if this game gets up and gets going and starts to build some revenue for them, they get 10% of all sales. So basically, you know, as me and AJ both being pretty big Splinterlands players, me not being a huge Hearthstone player anymore, and never got into Gods Unchained because I didn't like the network that it was on. Immutable X was just too difficult because it had ETH to get in and out of. Well, the Mana network has the Pulse chain bridge, so you can go from Pulse to Mana. You can also go from Arbitrum to Mana. You can go from Arbitrum directly into Coinbase. This looks like something that I'd be a little bit more inclined to do because I never have to touch the Ethereum network. I can go from Coinbase to Arbitrum, Arbitrum to Mana, and then play the game. So hopefully I'll be able to get into this. I don't know. Have to see what the prices is. Has to see what kind of extra money I have. But nonetheless, you know, it's good to go over with you and just show you that what EMP Fusion means to do is keep on building projects on all kinds of other networks, take all those funds, and instead of them owning them, they're going to be distributing them to the people that own the EMP Fusion project. And why are they doing that? Because they owned a whole bunch of their own token. They didn't want to abandon their own old users. So they are definitely one of the bigger sacrificers into this ecosystem. Now, what can you earn here? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Look, you see me here. I'm getting buyback and earn. What does that mean? Well, if I turn this on, all that's going to do is put my money into here. So my microbit value is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe my ownership is going to get bigger if other people aren't doing that, but I'm not going to make any money. Right? And let's see. E-bonds, max. Approve. I got to approve this one really quick here. Sign in, create. Gonna move up my stuff because there's no reason not to do this really quick while we're here. Let's go ahead and deposit those. This is not a very big big thing, but 225 tokens. If you do 225 tokens at the 90 cents, so like $200. I'm putting into my central. And is it my central git or is it my? Let's go to the marketplace. And now that we've done that deposit, it'll go through here in a moment. Let's see. The marketplace has the batteries. Oh, where did I see that? Marketplace. Batteries. Oh, microgrids. It's a microgrid. The central grid is the whole thing. I mess this up sometimes, so I need to not do this. But this is microgrids. So there's other people out there that are trying to sell these. So this one is kind of interesting because basically like 9999 scrap points is what this person is selling. This person is selling 1 scrap point for 2 BNB. I don't see anybody paying that much for these right now. That is pretty wildly expensive. He might have misunderstood this, but one sacrifice point is not very much. If we go back and we look at me, I'm currently at 17,000 sacrifice points. So, but that's one of the ways that you can liquidate yourself. If you don't want to be part of this project anymore, you can sell your whole central grid if somebody is willing to pay for it. Now, this is their first look at this marketplace. I want you to be very careful because what you really got to be looking at here is this price per sacrifice point. It looks like about 60 cents is what people are selling it for. Again, 1 EMP is a sacrifice point. Those are only 19 cents. So nobody should really be paying anything more than 19 cents, right? Here's 37. Here's one. Here's 15. See, this is somebody actually selling theirs at a decent price. This is basically somebody who put all his EMP in. Maybe he got his EMP at like 9 cents. He's willing to let it go for 15 cents per. Now, I could pay 1 BNB, $100. I would pick up this 4,000 points, and that would be a decent thing to do if I was looking to make a purchase that was this big. That's the one thing that you have to check in on there because I don't know, I don't know who or what wants to make transactions that are quite that big, but it's definitely something to look into because if right now, if I had, let's say, a couple thousand EMP, I could come here and see if somebody here is selling these at a price where it'd make more sense to buy it. That's really the only one that I see that is properly priced. 15 cents It's cheaper than that. And so if you were going to make a $700 deposit into this ecosystem, you could just come here, you could buy this one, and then you'd be done. Now let's talk about batteries really quick. So what are batteries? Batteries are something that you need to do where you buy a battery, and it allows you to, instead of having your earnings go into your central grid and just make your ownership more and bigger, and then trying to sell that central grid, well, if you that's a long-term way to maybe make some money, but I just want some passive income. Well, then you got to buy one of these batteries. These batteries are bought with EMP, so you have to go ahead and buy the EMP. Now the math on this is something I'm not positive on, but we can figure it out really quick. So this battery here is one of the bigger batteries. These are special batteries. These batteries give you bonuses. So if you buy one of these are actually called high voltage packs. What these things do is they make it so that you get a percentage bonus on your central grid. You saw my central grid was at about 17,000 points. If I bought one of these, I'd get a 5% bonus to that central grid. But you'd have to do the math. 5.25 e-shares here is, so we do 5.25 times the current price of 48.83. That's $256. If I'm not going to be making back that $256 anytime soon, then it's not worth it for me to look at this. But one of the things we can do really quick, this is 2.65 M energy. So what's an M energy? Well, if 262.5 equals 5.25 e-share costs this much, then 262.5 equals this. So it's a little more than $1. Now the math might change as you do some of these. Maybe it gets a little bit better. I'm not going to break that down, but it just gives you an idea of what an M energy is. It looks to be just about a little over $1. I would actually buy some energy, but I don't have any e-share. I'm just not ready to do that on this video. Sorry. I'm going to be doing some moving around here in a second. Maybe we will buy one, but we have to move some funds around. It's going to make the video a little bit longer, but hey, if you want to hang out and learn, you can hang out and learn. But here you can see that you can buy what is called an ETH cash out battery, a BNB battery, a USDT battery, or a split my position battery. So you see here these are the different batteries you can buy. You can see that currently they are about 15 M energy. That means they probably are about $20, give or take a little bit of money. So these are about $20. The only way you can buy them is with M energy, and the only way that you can buy M energy is with eShare. How can you get eShare? Well, you have to buy it off of the network. It's their current token, or you have to be earning it in their farm. Now, eventually, I think there will be an eShare token, but that battery, and eventually they will be allowing people to add partnership batteries. Splinterlands and EMP had already made a partnership for the one deal they did. That was a while ago. It is, as SPS has fallen off, it hasn't worked out so great, either party, so that deal's kind of come to an end. But there's nothing that could stop us as coming, doing a DAO proposal saying, hey, EMP, we'd like to put an SPS battery in here. And so that you could have somebody like me get a split my position battery, an SPS battery, and then pick my battery, and I'd be able to earn it. Now, this is all happening on the BNB network. So this is an interesting way to earn BNB if you're bullish on that token over the next 6 to 12 months. Earn ETH if you want to just earn ETH with the ETH ETFs coming. That could be pretty wild. Or maybe you just want to have a passive amount of dollars coming to you over time. So those are kind of your options and how this ends up working. So, as you can see, I've now, my E-bond is here, and you can see it's tracking all the different things that you can sacrifice. So you can do EMP, BNB, ETH, BUSD, UST, USDC, You can sacrifice, I don't know what that one is. You can also do EMP and ETH LP directly if you have that. I don't have any of that, so I'm not actually going to be doing that, but you do have a few other things to sacrifice. But I think now that I've kind of broke this down, I kind of showed you how you did the sacrifice. You have to get the token that you want to sacrifice, and then you have to go ahead and just approve it and then deposit it. You do have to have enough for them to say that your transaction is going to cover your gas. That makes sense. They're not going to have you burn, and then it's BNB, so the gas is relatively cheap, but they're not going to have you burn $1 or $2 to deposit 50 cents. That doesn't make any sense, right? So hopefully you like this look at EMP Fusion. We're going to end this one there, and have a great night, everyone. Bye.